Welcome back, folks. We're continuing our tasting, and we're going to be looking at Bourbon County's, this is their classic cola stout, and it's coming in. I should have worn my glasses. Leah, you're wearing your readers. What does that say?
I don't know where I'm looking.
ABV down here on the blue.
Oh, it's in blue? There's no way I can
No,
read
it's
that.
in white on the blue.
I
You
get
see it
that.
next to ABV.
All right, guys. We're too freaking old to read the label.
It's terrible. I should have brought my glasses, but they...
That one, oh, that is it 15?
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
It
it looks like
That's
it's
why I couldn't
15.0.
see it.
So
Right.
we have a 15% ABV, and this is the first variant that you guys have had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the stout, and then they build on the stout. So everything you had in the first one's going to be there, and they're going to add more to it. And again, I will use the world's worst bottle opener. And
So will it taste good, as I
well, you know,
indicated
it's
earlier?
funny. This was the one that was most, I guess, divisive amongst the people who drink this stuff. Because everybody thought, like, oh my god, it's going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And it really had sort of, you know, I think most people were surprised, very surprised by
But
this
is
one.
it going to taste true to its description?
So, again, remember, they're building it on a stout, so it's not going to be, you know, it's not like, oh, I might have poured Julie a little too heavy.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
What does that mean when you say too heavy? Like you gave her too much?
Yeah.
Because
Oh, no.
No, it's still looking
Oh,
pretty close.
that's not bad. Not bad. That's
I
the
got
only one.
shit.
Yep.
Just give me the bottle.
You got the little bit more. All right.
So again, we'll do it the same way we did before. What do you smell?
Potato chips.
You might.
Now it's interesting the similarities.
And it's alright to like swirl it to sort of get the carbonation to come up. Now, just on a side note, the carbonation on this one is sort of light. You're definitely getting legs on this, so you see it's clinging to the glass, and that's normally a sign of like heavy ABV, like what you would see with wine and stuff. And you are seeing that, and the carbonation dies out pretty quick. The head dies out pretty quick with this. But I'll let you guys taste first, and then what do you get?
Oh yeah. I taste the cola. Right
You
away.
do,
Mhm.
right? Because the smell to me was not that different than the base.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't quite as strong, but as soon as you taste it, it's like the base. You can taste the cola when
Yeah.
you lay it on the base.
That's what blew me away about this one, is I expected to hate it. And it was my favorite one from 2021
Ooh, yeah.
because it tastes like, it plays like a cola, especially on the
does.
back of your
Yeah,
palate.
It does, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that last taste that you get is definitely a cola.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so good.
Now this is up 2 points in ABV, so it's more boozy than the last one, but I feel like you taste less alcohol.
Right, because it tastes like that smooth sipping cola.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm. This would be dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah.
The dangerous thing about it is you could easily drink this whole bottle with like a burger and fries.
Yes. There's your pairing, a
So-
burger
There,
and fries.
that's right. I can see it. No,
I have taken this, like
definitely.
I said, I think I told you guys before, this is the one that I take with me to Cape May for like my all-time favorite meal. It's like, this is the one that I always pair with that whenever I can get it. So, and whenever I see it still on shelves, I buy it
Yeah.
immediately. So, I'm just amazed that they were able to hit all of this because it's so different than the original.
Other than the cola and the bourbon, there's not much more that I'm getting, but it's really, really rich. Like it tastes good.
No, it's been a while since I've had a bourbon and Coke, but it makes me wonder, like, how would it compare?
But a
To
good
have
bourbon
a-
and Coke, not a
Well,
Jack
yeah,
and
no.
Coke, like, you know,
Like a really good bourbon and
yeah,
Coke.
like a nice, like an Old Forester or like an Elijah Craig or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it really, I have not done the head-to-head of that, so.
Ah,
And I only have like 5 of these left, so so I will not be doing the head-to-head on that one. But to me, now that we're on our second one, like I can feel the impact of the alcohol.
Oh my gosh, the first one.
Really? Oh, the first one didn't hit me.
No, the first one hit me.
Oh, this one's starting to hit me.
It's not a burn in the belly sort of thing. It's a giggly thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, this is a happy drink. I'm sorry, this is a happy drink. So.
But it's so smooth going down. That's why I say this could be really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, when you think about it, like 15% alcohol and a regular beer is 5.
Yeah.
You know, or if you go like, it's so funny. We had this conversation the other day when we used to see people drinking Guinness. It was like, oh God, that guy's drinking Guinness. Guinness is 4.2. So like Guinness is like, it's a step above water. Actually, it might be Philly water, but you know, like.
Hey now, some of us really, really like our Guinness.
No, I like Guinness a lot. It's a nice, smooth beer to drink, but it's remarkably low on the alcohol side. Like you have to go and get.
It seems so thick, and it seems like you're really getting a lot of alcohol. It's just
nothing.
A very
It's just the beer. Yeah.
So in fact, you have to get. I don't know if you've tried it. They have the Guinness that's brewed. I can't remember the exact name of it, but there is a Guinness that comes in at 7 or 7.2%, but it's like brewed. It's a foreign brewed Guinness that's made specifically for like the Caribbean. So, which I didn't even know existed. One of my friends pointed it out, and if you haven't tried it, it's actually worth trying Guinness 0.0, which is the alcohol-free version of Guinness.
Really?
It has it's not as thick, it's not as creamy, but it has all of that sort of like coffee flavor to it, and there is 0.1% alcohol. So like if you want the flavor of a beer without the side effects of the beer, it's not bad.
I think that's silly.
I brought that up to
too?
somebody, and they said, well, why would you drink that? So, but I wanted to try it. Actually, I have to do that review on the channel one of these days. But yeah, that one, when they came out, I expected to hate it, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's one of my all-time favorite Bourbon Counties.
I have to tell you, I had no idea that the cola was supposed to taste like coriander, but okay.
I didn't know there was citrus in it. I didn't know about the coriander.
Citrus I kind of got.
But I think they really, I think they nailed it. Like, to me, this is, you know, sort of, I do think it tastes like a flat cola.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
but the flavor's there, so. But yeah, I love this one. I really do.
Thank you for sharing it. It's so good.
Yeah.
I was so psyched to bring these. I can't even tell you. So, again, I feel bad that you can't take any home. So, like, I was bringing a third with the intent not of drinking it, but of like sending it home. So,
Yeah.
But.
And you are a big stout person anyway, right?
Yeah, that's
you
my.
tend towards stouts.
Yeah, I tend towards. You know, like even tonight, like we were out earlier and they had a lot of IPAs, and the channel knows I am not an IPA fan. They just, the citrus thing doesn't do it for me, but I like the smooth sort of like roastiness of a stout. And to me, like Bourbon County is like the end all be all of stouts. So, although there are a lot of really good ones out right now, so. Which is why you guys have to come to New York.
That's right.
Preferably all of you all come to New York. I will bring you to Tony's and introduce you to all of the ones that are from, you know, the locals. So
are any of the micros doing bourbon?
a lot of them. You know, it's funny. I was talking to one of the two owners of Gusto Brewing, and I said that to him. I said, you know, like, when are you guys doing a bourbon barrel stout? And apparently the issue is space. Because like you have to brew the stout, then put the stout in the bourbon barrels, and then they have to sit for a year. And you know, like, and some of them, like I have a double stout by Bourbon County that sits for 2 years. So like you're talking about like 2 years of just dead space filled with these barrels until, you know, like I don't know how the bourbon companies do it, like with these like 7, 8, 15-year aged bourbons, like. That the warehouse just sits there. It's not pulling profit. It's just sitting there, you know, aging. But with this, apparently, like the big deal with Bourbon County is that it has to be in Chicago because of the harshness of the winter, and then the warmth of the summer causes like a lot of flex between. it causes the stout to actually be absorbed into the wood and then expelled out of the wood.
Oh, wow.
There's a really
that's
good
really
book
interesting then.
about Bourbon County
Really?
and their whole process, and the fact that like this came out of home brewers who brewed a stout, and then they all kicked in money and bought a bourbon barrel, poured all of their stouts in there, and aged it for a year, and they got what was the first like rough draft of a bourbon barrel stout, and that's where the whole thing sort of like came from. So, and then Goose Island started to like really do it. This is the problem with doing multiples of these. It gets very quiet as you sit and just contemplate the beer.
And you think, is it bad if I just pull a chip and they notice if it just swung around?
Oh, that's our lighting rig, Leah.
Okay, the lighting just
You're
stopped.
gonna need to put the chips on the table. 'Cause
We
that
do
was
have
the
snacks
lighting
over
rig.
there, so alright, this is going off the rails. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Wait, we should do a closer. You need to do a closer.
Okay, good.
What are we gonna do? Just crunch on the chips? Alright guys, we're gonna go. Ha! That's it.
No, what you need. We were super serious there for a while. That was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's usable
I'll
parts
drink
of
it
this
off the
without a doubt.
floor. Beer.
This one, there's one other one that I haven't, that I only have 3 left, and they're incredibly hard to get at this point. 2018, it's a vanilla stout. So it's this stout, but there's this amazing, like they aged it on like some sort of Madagascar vanilla, and it is like, I came very close to bringing one.
What's the difference between Madagascar vanilla and regular vanilla?
It's the depth of the vanilla, like there's so much more flavor to it. Yeah, like that's really what it comes down to. So like, you know, and it's also the natural vanilla bean that they're aging it on. So like when you get into this, you know, like really get into it, like you see like the difference between like when a beer company throws in like vanilla flavoring versus actually like aging it on like real. The same thing. There are beer companies that age their stout with they're called oak spirals. So like they scrape the inside of a bourbon barrel and they get the spiral of oak, and they age the stout, and then I guess they strain it, and that's how they get the oak flavor into it.
So they do a
putting
whole
them in
year
real
there?
barrels?
Yeah,
Do they
and
do a year then, or is it much
no,
shorter?
I think it's shorter. It just does not work as well, in my opinion.
Huh.
So,
And you can taste the difference.
I think it's very pronounced. Like it's very difficult. Like, listen, like you keep saying, like, oh my god, I'm not used to this. Like, I don't know what to say. It's just good. You can clearly taste the difference, you know, between this and the first one.
Oh yeah.
So like the more you try these, like, and by the way, like when we open the Cafe au Lait, you will taste it's one of the reasons why like we're gonna wait another night to do the third, but you'll taste a radical difference between that, because that's using cacao bark, which is sort of cinnamony. So like that'll be coffee and cinnamon and everything that goes into that. So like there's it's just a matter of, honestly, like with reviewing all of them, as silly as it sounds, it's just figuring out the words. You know, like I've used the word yeasty several times recently because I can't figure out how to describe like the bready flavor that comes with some of the lighter beers. So,
and that's what some of it is. It's like I know what it. I can taste the difference. I just don't know how to describe the difference.
Because this one definitely, I'm not a big coffee person, so for me, this one is much a preferred flavor. I wouldn't say if it's more pronounced or not, but
no, this I could drink all day.
A gerbil what? No, we
This
can
I
drink
could
it
drink
all day.
all day.
Or a gerbil,
I
hey!
did not see a gerbil A.
That sounds like something that Pat would say. A gerbil, eh?
which you often say, of course.
Well, in the right company.
That one I think is damn near perfect. Like they hit everything they said they were gonna hit.
Yeah.
So imagine that's your job. You've got the base, and your job is to layer flavors in there.
They did one this year that was supposed to taste. I couldn't get it. There's one that you can only get if you're in Chicago, and people line up for like days to get this thing. And it was supposed to taste like a strawberry what do you call it, pop? You know the Good Humor strawberry bar? You know, like strawberry cream bar, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So with like the almond, the almond on the outside and then the strawberry on the inside. And everybody who reviewed it said that they nailed it. And that it was just like that. So, and that's, so there are people who are just tasked with like, what would be an interesting thing to do here?
Wow.
Which to me sounds like an outstanding retirement job.
Cut.
No, not cut. Like, hire us. I've got ideas.
Hire him. I just sit around all day and tell him it's good.
But I mean, that's part of it. Like, will this actually hit? Like, I can't tell you, like, so these come out on Black Friday. About July, they'll put out, like, this is what's coming. So there'll be, like, 6 or 7 things that'll come out. And you see people get into, like, ridiculous debates and discussions about what the expectation is and how it's going to go and all this kind of stuff before they ever get near a bottle of this. And then you wind up like the cola was really sort of disparaged beforehand, and then suddenly everybody had it and they were like, holy shit, this is really good.
Well, because when you say that you're going to make a stout that has a cola flavor to it, I don't know, it doesn't seem...
Like, it doesn't sound palatable.
No, and it's delicious.
And then they hit this, and it's like you've got some chocolate, you still have the base of that original stout, which, I mean, we're not even being honest. Like, we looked at the 2022, this is 2021, and there was difference between the two. Like, we would need weeks of drinking in the bar to actually go through all of these and, like, classify them. But, like, then you go into it, and it's like, oh, my God, they layered this on top, and they layered that on top. And, and the 19, which is that one, I didn't care for that stout. And yet, that particular variant was, the last time I had it, which was, I think, last summer, was epic. Like, it was just amazing.
So when did they introduce the cola? Is this the first year?
They only did it in 2021, so it came and it went.
Oh, so they
So, like, if you see it, you buy it. Like, if you like it and you like Bourbon County, if you go into a distributor and they have it and you see it, you just get it. So, like, I was coming back from upstate New York, and I stopped at this place called Beer World, and it was like 1,000 bottles on, all the time. And I walked in and they had like a dozen of these, and they were asking $34.99 a bottle, which the asking price on this is more like $25, and we're $24.99, and I was like, no, I'm not buying that. But I went back and I looked at my stock. I have 5 left. When I come back from upstate next, I might pick up 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So, but there's also a local place, and the funny thing is there was another local place that was getting rid of them for $15.99 a bottle, and so like I bought 6.
Wow.
Because that was cheap. And there's a place by me that might have 1 or 2. I'll pick up those because I try to like. There's another one they did. They did one this year called Sir Isaac Stout. I don't care if any of this goes on. This is just us chatting. But
yeah.
Sir Isaac Stout, and it's supposed to taste like a Fig Newton. And fuck if it wasn't dead on to the point like when you drank it, you got all the fruit, you got the bourbon, and as you swallowed it, you could taste the fucking graham cracker crust.
Really?
They fucking nailed it.
Wow.
So yeah, and it was which is why people are obsessed with this shit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because you almost want to like prove them wrong. You want to say like, "How?"
You can't do a Fig Newton in a bottle.
Yeah.
And they do. They do. Like every time they say they're going to do something. Listen, every once in a while they hit
the chemistry behind all that. Like
it's
somebody's got
insane. It's gotta be insane. So,
somebody's got a good job.
They said something like they put I can't remember if it was 10,000 or 100. It must have been 10,000 pounds of figs into this, and they just threw it in the beer. Like, let's see what we get.
But if you think about it, if you come up with that idea, don't you have to run a test batch to figure it out?
I don't know what they do.
And then if you do that, you've got to set it up, and then a year later you find out, oh, was this a good idea, or was this really suck?
Yeah. So, alas, Mike, I brought them for you, buddy. But, Leah drank them.
And it was delicious with my chips that I thought were stolen. I know. Boo-hoo.
What?
Good news, you didn't steal these.
I did not. No, I think this one is fucking dynamite.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah, I do have to get you two into the bar one day.
Famous bar. What bar? I feel like though we did a Zoom call or something back when the bar was not the bar. When you first got it, like, it wasn't set up.
You
as
haven't
awesome.
been in the house that long.
We've been in that house for 4 years, and then we had the flood in the basement, and we had the basement redone.
And why is
right
it Tony's
before-
bar?
It's named after my wife's dad.
Oh. Okay.
So, who enjoyed a beer or two. Not like, I liked her dad. He was a good dude. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I honestly could see Mike doing something like that for my dad because he loved my dad. He thought he was like awesome, and my dad loved him. But ours is a garage bar. It's a keg and a.
I'm gonna turn this
Beer
off so we
sign.
get this talking shit now. Folks, tomorrow we'll be back with the Cafe Ole, and we'll see you then. Alright, hi everybody, we're back and we're going to our second beer. But before we do, Leah's gonna pass out. What? You're never gonna open it. Mike, this is what happens in Philadelphia.
Oh my god! I gotta cut.
Oh.
Okay. I'm red faced.
Oh.
I'm glad you're getting the footage of Leah centering.
Wait, with a potato chip in my mouth.
She almost ate a floor chip, Mike.
Almost. Where did it go?
I put it in the garbage, thank you. She almost ate a Philly floor chip.